Hi, I'm Carl Azuz. First up this Thursday on CNN Student News, a tragic incident on the busiest railroad in North America. Amtrak's Northeast Corridor connects Washington, D.C. to Boston, Massachusetts. On Tuesday night, train number 188 was carrying 238 commuters and 5 crew members from the capital to New York. When it got near Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the train derailed. One witness said there's a place where the track curves around a warehouse, and that it looked like the engine kept going straight off the track, followed by the cars it was pulling. 7 of them came off the track. At least 7 people were killed. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating the crash. It says its preliminary data shows the train was traveling at 100 miles per hour at the time it derailed. That's twice the speed limit on that section of the track. Passengers were thrown from their seats against walls, doors, each other. More than 200 people were injured. Several of them thanked first responders who arrived within minutes to rescue victims. Next, what's being called fear politics in North Korea. The communist country's defense minister was publicly executed within the past few weeks. That's according to a South Korean spy agency. Hyung Yong-chol had been accused of treason. He'd reportedly disobeyed the orders of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. South Korean officials say Hyun was not given a trial and that he was killed 2 to 3 days after he was arrested. North Korea's dictator has been accused of executing as many as 15 top officials this year. A North Korean government official called that, quote, malicious slander, but he did not deny that executions happen in North Korea for crimes of treason and subversion, undermining the government.
A son grieves for his father, then executes his closest aides. Within 2 years of taking power, 5 of the 7 men you see here with Kim Jong-un were either fired or killed. According to this man, the highest-level North Korean official to defect in years, that was just the beginning. We're hiding his identity and calling him Mr. Park to protect friends and family still in Pyongyang. In his first ever interview, he tells CNN Kim Jong-un's cruelty is turning the elite against him. Within 3 months of taking power, he says, Kim Jong-un had ruthlessly executed 7 of his father's closest aides and 3 generations of their families, including the children. That was the beginning of his reign of terror. Park worked closely with his father, former leader Kim Jong-il, himself considered by much of the world as a brutal dictator. But he says while the father imprisoned his enemies, the son simply executes them. Hundreds, says Park. They may tremble in fear of him, but their loyalty is fake. They don't consider him human. His cruelty angers and shocks them. One reason he believes Kim Jong-un will lose power within 3 years. Another reason, he says, increasing questions of legitimacy. Many believe Kim Jong-un's mother was born in Japan, an historical enemy of the Kim dynasty, which obsesses over a pure regal bloodline. While Kim has highlighted his physical similarities to his grandfather and founder of North Korea, Kim Il-sung, Park doubts they ever even met. There's not a single photo of Kim Jong-un and Kim Il-sung taken together, he says. That is why people suspect Kim Il-sung didn't even recognise him. Park speaks of little electricity or running water outside the capital Pyongyang, evidence of which I saw while in North Korea in 2013. But he also claims the country is running out of money. He says he worked closely with Kim Jong-un's finances. Plans for a Chinese-style open market soon dropped when it became clear Kim Jong-un's reign could be in jeopardy. Kim Jong-un has lost the confidence of the elite, says Park, as he appears powerless to improve either the economy or foreign policy. Instead, he appears to be focusing on areas he thinks he cannot fail: nuclear and military. Paula Hancock's CNN Seoul.
From the requests on yesterday's transcript page at cnnstudentnews.com, here are 3 of the schools watching. Roll call. Archbishop Damiano School is online today. Hello to everyone in Westville Grove, New Jersey. The Lancers of Layton are next. That's Layton, Utah, and the students and teachers of Layton High School. And in the Granite State, hello to the Indians of Sanborn Regional Middle School. They're in Kingston, New Hampshire. Officials say beach erosion and flooding were some of the effects of Tropical Storm Anna. It made landfall in South Carolina on Sunday. Anna was a little early as far as the Atlantic hurricane season goes. It doesn't officially start until June 1st. But one thing the U.S. hasn't seen in recent hurricane seasons, major hurricanes making landfall.
It may be hard to believe, but we have not had a major hurricane, we're talking about a Category 3 or higher, strike the U.S. in the past 9 years. That's the longest hurricane drought ever. The second longest drought we had was back in 1861 to 68. That drought lasted 8 years. The American Geophysical Union did a study to try to find out what causes these hurricane droughts and how often we may have them. They found that it's likely to happen only once every 177 years. But what's more impressive is that they couldn't find any link to scientific evidence of why this happens. It basically boils down to luck. So the last major hurricane to strike the U.S. was Hurricane Wilma. That was back in 2005. That doesn't mean we haven't had destructive storms since. Hurricane Sandy, we've also had Ike that impacted the Gulf Coast. So we've had some major damage from storms since 2005, but we haven't had any with a Category 3 or higher intensity. Always remember that the hurricane drought can end at any time. That's why it's always important to be prepared.
Time for the shout out. What is measured in kilojoules? If you think you know it, shout it out. Is it water depth, atmospheric pressure, food energy, or buoyancy? You've got 3 seconds. Go. The energy we get from what we eat and drink is measured in kilojoules. That's your answer, and that's your shout out.
Energy drinks can have high levels of kilojoules, and some doctors are warning people to put them down. A study in the journal Pediatrics found their most common ingredients include caffeine, a stimulant, guarana, a stimulant, ginseng, a root that's believed to be stimulating, and lots of sugar. Often, the amounts of caffeine that energy drinks say they have are inaccurate, and they're not regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. So how can you get a natural boost?
This may surprise you, but the energy drink industry is now a $10 billion a year industry. Think about that. We didn't even have energy drinks just a couple decades ago. When you think about energy drinks, you're thinking about lots of different things. Obviously a lot of caffeine, but also stimulants, things that are designed to actually stimulate the body's metabolism and stimulate the body overall. It can lead to all sorts of different things. It can lead to increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, restlessness, anxiety, insomnia. There are ways to get really good energy and have that energy last a long time. Think about a couple things like lean protein and smart carbohydrates, almonds, cheese, Greek yogurt. Both those things can make you more productive and could help you live to 100.
Polo is known as the sport of kings. First played thousands of years ago in Persia, now Iran, it became a popular sport for nobility, hence kings. In contrast, the bicycle, as we know it, didn't appear until the 1800s. Not everyone has the chance to play a game on horseback, but most everyone has the chance to ride a bicycle. Put them together and what do you have?
I'll get the feel of how the pros do it by observing a real game and hearing it called by the man they call Machine.
All right, guys, 3, 2, 1, polo! Now this is the joust then.
That's the joust, right? He takes one crack at it straight away. Sam Lamb would have passed it down to Nick. He used a cross crandle there to hit it over.
The what? Ah, the cross crandle, of course, in which a player shoots on a goal over their steering arm. And here's the thing they call falling down. And someone scoring a goal.
Wow.
Between never putting your foot down and steering with one hand while swinging a stick with the other at a moving target, I now understand how hard it is to play this sport.
Polo and biking are polar opposites, but there's no reason they should get right of the idea. What about the sport is not to bike? It's certainly not as polarizing as our puns, even though all of the polo players could easily get tired, and they certainly missed the Marco. I'm Carl Azus for CNN Student News.